Hi guys, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome. Okay, I know you guys been waiting. Bridgerton season 4 is out. You've had time to watch it. No excuses. So there will be spoilers.
There's spoilers.
So
spoilers galore.
The main story is about son Benedict and his
love interest.
So it's kind of a Cinderella story.
Very much so.
Which is kind of fun. But I will say, as good as that story is, and we will get into it.
We will.
I was more interested in Violet. Now, you remember at the end of last season, Violet needed her water tended. Yeah, her garden tended to. So I will tell you that her field got plowed.
My God.
By Sir
Hot Chocolate.
So
it's actually Lord Marcus.
Yes.
Who is Lady Danbury's brother. But
so that was a fun little thing.
That was as good as the main story.
The interesting thing about this, they have this heated thing. It's secret because
now who's they?
Violet and
Lord Marcus.
Hot Chocolate.
Okay.
And it's kind of secret because of course she doesn't want her kids involved. Mm-hmm. And he's cool with that. They meet, they're very clandestine.
Mm-hmm.
007, Well,
this is the room in which we will be having
this was so interesting. So he proposes, I'm in love. Let's take it to the next step. And Violet, she says yes at first, but then some things are going on with her kids. And I mean, if you have any number of children, not bad things, but sometimes it is bad things. Because Francesca, that was a bad thing. I mean, stuff happens. It does. So there will never be where everything is smooth sailing, everybody's okay, especially with that many kids, So she's kind of at an impasse, and then just kind of ask him, can we just keep it like it is? Like, do we have to get married? Do we have to? And that was so interesting, seeing a woman finally have agency of her life and her finances, her, not having a man to answer to, or you have to kind of do what they say, especially in those days. But although her sons are the head of the house now, I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes down, where, I think they had it where Anthony, they come back, but they're living in the country, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So they're not right there.
They're not right there.
He's still doing stuff. Benedict is still handling stuff. So, I mean, she's not involved in the day-to-day, but she does have free agency.
Yes.
Finally, for the first time in a long time.
Yes.
So it was very interesting.
Really ever in her adult life.
Ever. And it was very interesting. It was not the typical HEA. No. That we had, but I think Sir Hot Chocolate was a little palate cleanser, or really a rebound, even though it'd been so long. It was still a rebound because she hadn't got outside of the marriage.
And guys, I want to tell you, when I say Lisa's heart was broken, Lisa's heart was broken. But I explained my opinion but she never said that she was missing love. She was missing intimate connection, like sexual connection, and that need was met for her. So I was very happy.
He is a bridge. He's a placeholder, I think. Now I don't know how the story.
A fine placeholder though. My God. Yeah.
But I do hope now that she's done that, she kind of got awakened to her creativity. And I used to like to paint, and I used to like to do. And
I was rebellious, like you,
and
Benedict.
I was creative and spontaneous and impulsive and all the things. And she was, expressed a longing to get back to her creative side. So I would love to see that of Violet doing some, I don't know, art, sculpting, painting, doing whatever.
Just getting back to herself.
I would hope in subsequent series, seasons, that they bring someone a forever love for Violet. after she's had her little experimentation, and I don't want to call it experimentation. I just think she's becoming,
after she's explored her freedom.
Michelle Obama, I think she's becoming her new self.
Her new self, yeah.
So I think after she does that, or in the midst of that, I do hope they bring someone, whether it's Sir Hot Chocolate or not. It could be somebody totally different. But I do hope she
baby,
does.
That's a tough act to follow.
And it doesn't really even have to be marriage, although
there's not a lot of options other than that.
You almost have to. Yeah. But I would like to see her regain herself, and in addition to someone else. And I would love to see that as a woman of a certain age.
Now, guys, later we are going to go over some listeners' takes. But before that, I think I thought of something that I don't know that you've ever paid attention to.
What?
Do you know that their names are in alphabetical order?
Yeah.
Oh, you knew that?
At the beginning. Remember, they had said that's how they, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She said,
that went over my head, guys.
It's like efficient or something, to
do that. Okay. I was trying to remember who was oldest, who was whatever. Oh. And I was writing them and I was like, wait a minute, Anthony, Benedict, Colin.
Some folks are slow. They slow on the draw.
I don't watch Bridgerton for names. Well, okay. My youngest daughter is named Eloise after Eloise. So I lied. I guess I do watch Bridgerton for names.
So I digress. Benedict, the storyline, the Cinderella storyline.
It was good.
Is there's a mystery woman. The mama throws a ball, a masquerade ball,
correct.
And of course he has to be there.
Because he's her only eligible son that's of age.
And then plus, moms just pull the mom card, just be there or,
or you're in trouble.
So there's a mystery person there that he's very enamored with, and she's in silver, and they really connect. They have a wonderful conversation. There's a little chemistry there. Mm-hmm. And instead of the shoe, she leaves a glove. Oh my gosh. So a long glove. So he is just so, I have got to find this person.
The owner
everybody's
of this glove.
Helping him, all the things. No luck. We come to find out that the mystery girl is the daughter of a lord or aristocrat. I can't remember. Lord somebody.
Penwood.
Penwood. And but the illegitimate daughter. Mm-hmm. So Lord Penwood falls in love with a maid, but she dies. So he really can't make it right. Correct. I don't know how. I mean, he evidently loved her because he took this child, and a lot of them did not. They might have threw some money at it, but he actually brought her to live with him.
So she is like formally educated,
she has all the things.
Trained.
Her father loves her, but the father marries someone,
the evil stepmother
with daughters, just like in the book or the story, And she's livid that he has this illegitimate child, which now, mind you, now we don't think about that. We don't even say those words. But back then, in my lifetime, that was such a stigma.
Yeah, it was.
Of being, illegitimate or not being married when you gave birth, those things. So when I tell you back then, I can't even imagine.
Well,
I don't know that you recover from that even. I don't think you can.
You didn't.
You could. In my day, it was hard, but you could.
But then you could not.
You couldn't. So she was livid that I'm bringing my kids into this, and you've got this.
And he didn't tell her. He did not tell her. She arrives.
Did they, and she's broke.
Okay, but she was broke.
She's broke, so he's got money.
The only reason I would have told is because the girl lives in the house. Like, oh, hey, you and your daughters are moving here.
I mean, men would. Yeah. So, of course, she's cruel to her. And for the first time, she's kind of on the back burner. No, you don't get to take lessons with my daughters. Mm-hmm. No, you don't get to, all the things.
Yeah.
So when the father dies, he leaves, Sophie is the girl's name. He leaves her well provided for. But of course, she doesn't have access to the will or anything. So the stepmother tells her basically, no, he didn't leave you anything, but I'm not going to put you on the street. So you can be a maid for us. And that's what she does. So she's a maid. She's very artsy in that there's a connection with Benedict because she does beautiful needlework.
Oh
and
my gosh.
her
needlework was impeccable.
Yes, she's very creative.
Yes.
So they have that in common. And of course she feels a connection with him, but I mean, she knows it can't go anywhere.
She knows. She's like, I can't.
And so there's a whole thing. We can't tell you the whole story. I mean, not that, and we told you the spoilers, but of course it's good. 8 episodes, so they've got to make it, prolonged.
They got to make it stretch.
But it was a really lovely story. Benedict has not been one of my favorites. I mean, I didn't dislike him.
Can you say he's your least favorite and just tell the truth? You like Gregory more than you like Benedict.
No, that's not true.
You didn't love Colin either.
I still don't like Colin. He's had his story. So Colin is still, I mean, he's fine, but he and Penelope, just never took hold for me. But Benedict, I will say,
Benedict grew on
me.
He did.
And this time, he did some wrong things, but he did a lot of right things.
He did a lot of right things.
And I love that he owned his sexuality, and he told her about it.
He was honest. He was probably the most honest of all the Bridgerton boys.
I've enjoyed men too.
Yes.
And
guys, I'm gonna tell you,
she was okay with it, but I love that. I just love that he came out. He was forthcoming. I mean, he never said he was bi, or anything like. I don't think
there was a title there.
I think it was experimentation. That's really what I think. I don't think he ever loved men like he did women, but it was
certainly not the way he loved her.
No, but I mean, just in general, I think it was
he loved some Sophie Beck,
youthful experimentation and sowing your wild oats type thing. But he did still divulge, which I appreciate that, and that was a great storyline. The Francesca. So Francesca, I don't know, is she ever going to get her own true by herself story? Kind of not. They give her bits and pieces. So she's still married to John. They just like their last season, doesn't have to be hard fought. We're calm, we're cool, we're collected. We don't have they are not very passionate people. So that's addressed.
Yeah.
That is addressed. So because they lack passion, there's some issues maybe in the bedroom. So that's addressed.
The pinnacle.
They are out pinnacling.
You just gotta watch it to know.
So we're trying to pinnacle. Okay.
And no one achieves the pinnacle. Well, he does.
Yeah.
That's
so that's a thing. So there's John dies, which we don't know. He has a headache and goes to bed like a nap.
Presumably, he has an aneurysm.
So we're thinking aneurysm. I don't know.
And John was fine to me too. I loved John.
He's very sweet.
John was a sweet piece of chocolate, and I was like, no.
So of course, Francesca's tore up. Yes. Now in the book, she suffers a miscarriage. She's pregnant and suffers a miscarriage at the news of her husband passing.
Yes.
So they felt on the TV show that was a little too much, too heavy. So they made it where she thought she was pregnant, which, I mean, that would have made your cycle be weird. Just that stress.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that's what it was. Of course, now mind y'all, there was no test. Tests were new when I was having babies. So for sure there was no anything back then.
Guys, I
don't know if you went to the doctor. But now that was in recent time, like my mom's time. They did something, inject a bunny or something. If the bunny died or the bunny did something, that was the test that you were pregnant. Okay, so back then there was no test, there was no anything.
Guys, I need y'all to understand. This is the only time I realized that we're different ages. Like, I was like, did you know what you were having? And Lisa was like, how would I know that?
You get what you get.
I said, what do you mean?
Just be happy.
I said, you have 4 kids. She was like, no, I didn't know. I was like,
they didn't.
Did you?
No, we didn't.
She was like, no, that wasn't a thing. I was like, so they just popped out and you just were ready.
You just get what you get.
I know all 4 of her kids, guys. So this is very weird to me, but anyway.
So they had to do an exam and all things.
Oh, it was so sad.
And it was sad because she was, I guess, I mean, it's no fun in the best of times.
Oh, but she's modest. But her husband has just died.
And then they kind of have to
It's a full pelvic exam.
It has to be like witness. That's the sticky
and the witnesses,
wicket.
of course, are men. There's no women witnesses.
Yeah.
So you have Eloise on one side,
and the mama on the other.
And Eloise, I did go back and rewatch that because she did an interview because I did not realize they are the closest in age.
Oh, they seem to be.
They are the closest in age. They are 11 months apart.
Okay.
And so, and they're both the avid readers. They're kind of the quieter of the siblings. And so she did do an interview about how that just completely ravished Eloise's heart. That Francesca was going through
just
that.
To go through that.
Yeah. So anyway, it was really
and the
good.
whole reason that came up, which normally, I mean, nobody, it just, whatever was going to happen, was because of the passing down the inheritance and the title.
Yes.
So it was like, okay, if there's no heir, it's got to go somewhere else to a cousin of the next relative.
Yeah.
So that was why that came into question, because he had taken his seat in the House of Lords.
That's correct. That's correct.
So that's a whole thing. Like we have elections here. They do not for the House of Lords. The House of Lords is kind of inherited versus you're appointed or you're.
And so if there was a baby on the way, that would have changed the entire trajectory.
There's not that. They would assume that seat. So that it was a whole thing about that. So that was interesting. It was sad, but it was also really touching to see the siblings rally around her. And in my own life, I have my oldest son's daughter was born very premature, and it was really wonderful to see the other siblings rally around them, and they came together so unprovoked. Nobody had to say do this, do that. They just came together and rallied around them with love and gift cards and food and Uber Eats and what all the things that they would need, and that warmed my heart so much. But siblings do that, and I loved they portrayed that so well to me, and just rallying around her and feeling her pain and all the things, so they did have a funeral scene and all the things. So that part was very sad.
It was.
But appropriate, and I thought it was done really well.
It was really well done. Yes. I loved it.
That's a good.
And there were some historical accuracies. If you're a history nerd like me, I was very touched by the spacing of it. It was historically accurate as well. I loved it.
So that was great. We see Lady Danbury and the Queen. There's a little situation with them where Lady Danbury's getting older. She wants to travel. She wants to, it's like a retirement thing. Like I want to kind of do my thing before I leave this world. And the Queen, because she's her oldest friend, she doesn't want her to leave because the Queen, back then, now heads of states travel and go places, are invited. They didn't so much.
And she was so anchored because of George.
Yes, the husband.
She was so anchored because he was mentally unwell.
Keep that going because there's no one to take over should anything happen. So, there is. I guess she's got kids that take over, but it's a thing. So that's a fun storyline.
That was really good.
They have Miss Montrich taken over
as a lady in waiting. Yes,
that was kind of fun.
Was really good.
So we see them kind of become some of the main characters. Which that's fun.
Yes, they kind of got
on the sideline.
Yeah, they did. They
kind of have moved up, which that's great. I guess Benedict was the main story, but the secondary stories were really good.
They were really well done this season.
In some of the other seasons, I'm kind of like, hurry up.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
Like the Featheringtons. We weren't really that invested in that. It was like, come on, get back to them.
Yeah, but this
time, baby, all the side
secondary stories were great. So that's
we had a few gas moments. Of course, I get off work, I drive to Lisa's house, and we have Bridgerton party. So we're watching, and at least 3 times we were like, oh shit, like in unison. There were some moments.
But y'all, okay. For me, this is this is my second favorite. I still say number one because that was the bar that sets Daphne the tone for all of them. You know what I mean? It was so new and so different. We'd not seen anything like it. So I still have to give them the number one spot because they kind of ushered us in to We Love Bridgerton. So
Daphne and the Duke are still your number one.
They're still my number one. Okay. But Benedict is number two.
That is high praise for me.
And I kind of... You know,
she didn't even want that. She was just like, I just want to see what's going to happen with Violet.
Yeah, but I did love the Violet storyline.
I did.
And yeah.
Okay, this is my number one. This one far exceeds Daphne and the Duke for me personally. This is my favorite.
I can see that
season.
I just have to give the OGs
the historical accuracy. I don't know. This is just my number.
It was great.
It was great. And what the supporting stories made this one so freaking good.
They did.
Because even if I was like kind of like, okay, come on,
and
Sophie,
they drew us out, y'all. When I tell you, I was like, hurry up with them getting together was so like,
the tension was palatable. It was like, oh my gosh. It was so good.
It was good. It was very harrowing. Well, but they pulled it off.
They did. Even how he figured out who she was. Wasn't it the last damn episode? Maybe number 7. It was 7 or 8. Kind of
like he fell in love with two people. So he thought he had the silver woman, but then
the woman in silver at the masquerade ball.
Then he decides, well, I'm not going to find her, so let that go.
Yes.
Well, then he loves Sophie.
Yes.
And I mean, he's just not putting it together.
And he finds out that they are one and the same.
Yes.
And you're probably thinking, what do you mean? She never takes off her mask.
And she had a really big
She had a huge mask.
So it really covered a great deal of her face.
Yes.
So it wasn't like one of the little, almost like glasses.
Oh, yeah, it was not. And it was not the little handheld. It was on her. It was a real, her hair was up.
Real she beaded, very intricate.
Yes.
So that's kind of why. But he did remember everything else. I mean, he was drawing the dress.
I mean, he's remembering her mouth, her
all the things.
Chin, her everything.
Yes.
So
it was
Benedict.
But it was really, really well done.
It was.
I think we enjoyed it.
Loved.
We would love to hear what your thoughts about it. And
we actually have
where it ranks. Rank them.
Yes, rank. We want to hear your ranks.
So far for you.
Out of the 4,
who's number 1?
What's the best?
Who's number 2? Where do you rank this one?
Yes.
We would love to hear that.
Well, we had some listener input, and I love these. Funny enough, their names kind of go together. So we have Chelsea and we have Charlie, and they gave like in advance, like the day it dropped, they were like, let me tell you who I think the new
that's a cliffhanger kind of.
Yes, Lady Whistledown.
Penelope is retired.
Correct.
She decides, I just don't like ragging on people like this and putting their business in the street.
And she couldn't get any information.
Yes, because now they know who she is.
Now they kind of know who she is. So no one's talking
and
around
she just,
her.
She kind of at the stage of her life, I'm not want to blow anybody's life up. And that's kind of what she was doing inadvertently, telling things. So she just decides, I just want to write books and live my life, raise my kids, love my husband.
Yes,
that's what she wants to do.
That's all she wants to do.
So she's retired, but we find that someone has picked up the Lady Whistledown
quill.
Gauntlet. Yes.
The quill. So, they've picked it up.
They have, I don't know if it's Julie It used to be Julie Andrews.
No, the voice changed.
The voice is different. So I don't know who that is. We need to look that up.
Yeah.
So it's a different voice saying, gentle readers, somebody
Dearest
else.
gentle readers.
But we don't know who it is. So that is a cliffhanger.
Yes, so that is the cliffhanger. There was a surprise reincarnation that I want to shout out, which was Cressida.
Yes.
And Cressida in all of her pink. Because who does pink Scott Waning?
Pink
she does.
Pink,
and those bows.
That's her signature
color.
Pink.
But Cressida has actually given Eloise, between the death of John and Cressida's talk, Cressida was far more valuable than I thought she would ever be as a character. So I want to shout that out. I did have...
And she said it, though, because she actually found a love match.
Yes.
And being loved well
Yes.
makes you a better person.
Yes.
And so Cressida has found her higher self.
She has.
So that was kind of
fun. And I love that
see.
for her.
I do.
I love that for her. And I wasn't even sick of her pink.
She's kind of comic relief with the outfits, but it does speak to change and how someone can grow and just be a different person and decide to be different. So that was kind of fun to see. It was beautiful. Cressida.
So Cressida, as if you may recall, Cressida pretended to be Lady Whistledown, and she was not, in fact, Lady Whistledown. It was Penelope.
And kind of got ostracized.
And she was ostracized. Sent her to live with a great aunt somewhere.
Ireland or somewhere. She was out in the woods.
But she found that all baby, things work together.
Find
That's
you.
it. That's it. And she didn't need no apps, baby.
Your person can find you.
And Cressida in the bows with that crazy hair.
She found a love match out where the hell she was.
Wherever she was, in the boonies, baby. So between Charlie and Chelsea, and y'all forgive me, I actually did not have a voice at all last week. So that's why I have tea and I am just powering through. And I don't want to mix up who they thought, but if I am not mistaken, Charlie's belief for the new Whistledown is actually Sir Will and Lady Alice Mondrich. And he had a very good point about this. Now that Lady Alice Mondrich is a lady in waiting, part of her getting in with the Queen was she had to do something really bold. She could have been in huge trouble. And it was all for the sake of kind of entertaining the Queen and bringing her the best gossip. Because again, no one will gossip around Penelope. So the whole Lady Whistledown this season was just kind of floundering because no one will gossip around Penelope. So Penelope's feeling bad about,
the bets were like, who is Benedict going to marry?
Who is Benedict going to marry?
So that's kind of...
So Lady Mondrich happens to know a little something, but instead of just turning on the Bridgerton family and just giving it to the Queen, which could have made sense for someone of her ranking and everything else, she sets it up so that the Queen is so thoroughly entertained that it secured her seat as a lady in waiting. Kind of got Lady Danbury off the hook.
Plus, it hooked them up.
It did hook them up.
Paved the way.
Yeah, it paved the way for them to actually be together. Because it kind of challenged the illegitimacy, which was a beautiful thing. Because as you know, starting out, her husband Will was a boxer and he would train people at the club.
And he had a club.
And they did not really have money. They ended up coming into money. So it was kind of another one of those, let's pull Sophie up.
It was one of these inheritance things,
yes.
If you guys are Downton Abbey fans, if the whoever the Lord or whoever doesn't have children or doesn't have
it goes
boy,
to the next,
doesn't have a boy, they find
so her oldest son is her oldest son was the male heir. Yeah. So that is what. So they were thrust into society by way of that. So. And her husband is very wise. And we see Will get a lot of play. This is not a direct quote, but this is paraphrasing. He goes on to tell Benedict that, first off, no woman ever wants to be a secret. And how can you manage someone's heart if you cannot manage their day-to-day emotions?
Yeah.
Now, Will,
because the story is Benedict, he loves her, but when he finds she's a maid and he can't be with a maid.
Yes.
So he says, will you be my mistress? Which in fairness to him, it is kind of snarky, how dare you?
Yeah.
But in those times,
that was the best that he
could do. Like,
yes.
I'm going to take care of you.
Yes.
I'll set you up. You don't have to work. You don't have to be a maid anymore.
Yeah.
But it still really wasn't what she wanted.
She was offended, as she should have been. And good thing she didn't say yes, because it worked out better.
Yes.
So shout out to Charlie. That was his thing.
I could see them.
I could see them
and then
too.
They kind of work together.
They do.
They kind of ask each other, what do you think about that?
Because she cornered the husband. She said, what do you know about such and such? And he was like, what do you know?
I could see that.
Now, Chelsea's duo, and a little bit of Chelsea's, guys, forgive me. Chelsea and I got into a conversation, and some of it was what I was thinking and some of it is what she was thinking. So I don't know. Anyway, it's the baby between me and Chelsea is Hazel and Alfie. Now,
okay, those are the
Hazel is the maid.
Sophie's friends. They are servants, fellow servants, like co-workers kind of type.
Yes. And so Hazel, as you will note, Hazel is representing differences, limb differences. She is missing a limb from the elbow down, from the elbow down, or forearm down.
Yeah.
And she is juicy. And as Lisa loves to say, she is hotter than day old chili, and she is. Hazel is hot.
She's
to
cute.
try.
She's kind of comic relief.
She is.
But she's a good friend.
She is.
And also, Alfie is too.
Alfie's a great friend.
So down for her. And they were kind of like, well, Hazel didn't work in the
she did not
house.
Work for the Penwoods.
Okay, so when
Sophie
kind of
had
like
to go to the country,
the mice and the
yes,
godmother,
that's who they are.
That's who they are. They're getting her dressed
Alfie's
together.
the coachman.
So they were that to her.
They played that role.
So which was very sweet. I could see them too because servants know a lot, which is what
which is how she saved
Eloise.
her.
Remember when she was trying to figure it out? She was like, I think it's a servant because
they hear everything,
they see everything. So that's a good
and
choice.
Hazel dropped a couple of little things. There were a couple moments where Hazel said something and you think, wait a minute, you know more than what you're pretending to know. Alfie,
it'll be interesting. They're gonna surprise us.
They're gonna surprise us. We don't know.
I don't know.
And we could be completely wrong, but these were the guesses. And I thought they were both.
So let us know.
They were honorable mentioning. They were both worth mentioning. Because I was like, with Alfie, because he has been with her in House of Penwood, she did help Alfie learn to read, learn to write. So he has education above the standard of that time.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it either way.
I could too. But I like that both of them are duos. I kind of like the duos.
List of
there probably is.
Okay, y'all. Our little scripture of the episode is love your neighbor as yourself. It's Matthew 22 verses 37 through 39 in the NIV.
Look at you doing NIV, not amplified.
Yeah.
If y'all know Lisa, she loves amplified. Actually, she's won me over. I like the amplified version too.
It's louder.
It's amplified. Okay, loves. Thank you all for pulling up a chair and joining us for tea. I'm not going to say coffee because it was Bridgerton. Or if you're like Lisa, for hot chocolate, because that's what Lisa was really sipping the whole time. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you are listening.
Thanks,
we hope that you enjoyed today's episode.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know your ranking.
Email us.
Yeah, email us. Are You Free for Coffee at gmail.com. Go find joy in the little things.
Thank
Bye.
you.